Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make us high so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Asia.
And it's your boy BJ.
Back in the building.
Back in effect. Back like we never left. And man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Pulling up for what? Another pull-up session?
Another pull-up
You
session.
already know it.
Yeah.
That's what we're about to get into. But yeah, today on our radar is Denzel Washington, the only Hollywood star telling the truth about race.
This is with Larry Elder. Yeah. Yeah, this was actually one that was sent to me. So I appreciate, shout out to the plug on this. Okay. I saw this title and I was like, ooh, this should be interesting. But Denzel Washington, he seems to be I think he's pretty sharp, like, you know, with his commentary and the things that he say. I don't know the truth behind, his commentary, but I feel like he's pretty sharp.
Denzel,
you know,
I've always loved
speaks.
Denzel. I've always thought that he was a great mind. So, you know, let's continue to check him out, see what he's talking about.
We'll see. Maybe.
And see, I haven't heard him talk a lot about race and things of that nature, so this will kind of be new for me.
Yeah, this will be interesting. So here we go, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Y'all join the family, and let's jump into this video.
Hey, let's go.
Here we go.
This is about Denzel Washington, not about his acting, which is great. No, this is about his perspective. He's probably the only person in Hollywood speaking the truth about so-called race relations. Now, don't get me wrong. He's nobody's Republican. He probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump if you paid him. But
for Black people in particular, do you think that we can truly make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home.
You think that's true?
Absolutely, that's definitely true. I mean, the first person that a son is going to look up to is his father. So if he doesn't have that male figure in his life, I mean, that's just for anybody. That's just that has nothing to do with race at all. You know, that's just human nature, just in regards to someone having a mother and a father all in the same home. You know, just having that support system. You know.
Yeah.
Every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home. You know, if the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother, and you know, and prison becomes your home.
Your home.
This interviewer was...
That's it. I said, and the prison becomes your home. And some people, I've heard people say that, like make reference to that, like people who have been incarcerated before. It's like they go back because that's what they know. That is home. You know what I mean? It's not something. It's not a place that they want to be particularly, which is so crazy to say. I know no one wants to be there. You know what I mean?
Especially when you've been institutionalized at an early age, you know.
You know, and prison becomes your home.
This interviewer was determined to get Denzel Washington to go BMW. For those of you new to the El Dorado Nation, BMW stands for bitch, moan, and whine, and Denzel Washington wasn't having it.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
You know, race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
He tried again.
Facts,
I like that.
Man, that gave me goosebumps.
Race relations is just race relations at the end of the day.
I 100% agree, though.
It's all about just us being able to converse as human beings at the end of the day. Just like he said, you know, you're white or whatever, I'm black or whatever I am, you know?
Yeah, it's about like just having a conversation and communicating and, you know,
finding that common ground.
You know, yeah. Wow.
I like what Denzel's speaking about right now.
So far, is that his wife next to him?
Yes.
Okay, she's looking like, yeah, baby.
Go, you go, boy.
You all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
He tried again. Denzel, talk to me about systemic, institutional, structural, foundational, endemic racism. And Denzel Washington wasn't going with it.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great things about being in this country, that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal.
You can't pull me into that. Don't get me into the BLM situation and drag me in and have my name drugged through that, because I feel like, you know, in some cases some people don't want to be associated with stuff like that, especially those big large movies. Not that he's not. But I'm just saying,
not
like,
that he could cancel.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you know, can you imagine, like, what the backlash of him doing something like? Because it's almost like no matter what, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't.
Right. But
you know what I'm saying?
But the way that Denzel is, the way that the way he's coming across right now is like, I just feel like he's going to still like tell it like it is, you know, from his own perspective. Like, I feel like he's not going to be one that's going to be, you know, pandering to like the left or to the right. Or for any, I just feel like he's very, very universal in how he thinks and things like that. He just doesn't go straight forward to like, oh, it's race, it's about black and white. You know, I like his perspective, kind of like how he thinks, his mindset right now.
Yeah, and I love like how his wife is looking. Look at her, she got this big smile on her face, like, yeah, sure, you ain't gonna get him with that either.
And I was laughing a minute ago because she started looking at him, and when she heard the reporter say something about race, you could see her face go, like.
Here we go. Yeah. You know what I mean? They always trying to get him. And then she started smiling when Denzel answered, and she was like, yeah, you go, boy. Yeah.
Being in this country, that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal. Denzel Washington is not a victocrat. He knows damn well why so many blacks are involved in the criminal justice system.
It was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, you know, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and, you know, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
What?
He's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father? Yeah. It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah.
And Mr. Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
So is it that he, I mean, is it like one of those like product of the environment type situation is what he's trying to explain?
That's what he's saying. That's all he's saying right now. You're just a product of your environment. It's not about, it's about the environment that you grow up in, but he's not blaming like a system. He's not blaming the welfare system. He's not blaming the judicial system.
He's blaming
he's
like
blaming
how
where it starts at.
Brought up.
Yeah, he's blaming where it all starts at. You know, they're not locking up 7-year-olds.
But he says father. This is the second time he's referred to father. What about the mother?
That too, but particularly right now, he's really just kind of like focusing on in regards to like the black males and things of that they're getting into. Like, because majority of the people that's locked up in regards to like the judicial system, when you talk about like black males versus black females, it's a huge disparity between the two.
Okay, so statistically.
Yeah, he's more talking about like the black male right now.
Okay.
Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
Like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, 15 to 25, one did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together. but I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example, and they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
Yeah.
The formula for success: hard work, focus, commitment, persistence, perseverance, sacrifice, and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress.
Quite a contrast from this.
Being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on. And you're the prey. All I'm saying is, survive.
To this,
We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors, some lawyers, some scientists, some educators, some nurses, some teachers. Yeah, okay. Some preachers. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is, in helping others. That's where the success is.
and at the top of Denzel Washington's list of things to do to become successful.
I've never heard of
that
this.
almost made my eyes water.
I never heard this commencement speech. I do remember when he gave it. I'd never heard it though. This is like really, really insightful in regards to like Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I love like listening to some of these, like some of the commencement speeches. I feel like it's somewhere where you get like the best inspiration. Like remember Martin Luther King Jr. No, Martin Luther MLK the third was the one. He spoke at our commencement ceremony when I graduated with my master's degree, and like I was just sitting in the chair just crying my little eyes out every word he said, just because it's one of those things you need to hear for life. You know what I mean?
Set you out for life.
Yeah.
Set you up for life at the same time, too.
Right.
Put God first.
In helping others. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, You have to get on your knees to reach them. And while you're down there, say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. I'll say it again.
It's heavy.
True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one.
Absolutely.
Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Now,
he hit you with the facts. Y'all, she getting emotional right here. I don't blame you though. I don't blame you. I've never heard this commencement speech before, but if I was there, I would have been bawling my eyes out.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Everybody's sitting there with a straight face.
But it's good and refreshing to hear what Denzel Washington is saying, because he's not playing like the race car. He's not saying like the system like set him up to fail or nothing like that. Like he's showing you like true strength of a man, you know, like a man that just has so much to give to other people in regards to like giving his light, giving his wisdom and things of that nature to other people, because he could easily be one of those particular people that could play the victim and especially when you have like the celebrityism and you have the voice that you have, he could easily like go that way. You know
Absolutely. I mean? Yeah, especially, you know, being a black man in general, you know what I mean? But I mean, all of that. All of that.
Aspire to make a difference.
Now, because this dastardly black conservative said good things about Denzel Washington, I hope he doesn't get canceled. I don't think he will. I'm Larry Elder, and we've got a country to save. I'll see you next time.
Great video. Great
I
context. I mean, I like the fact, like you said, it wasn't something that he kind of put out there to say that, you know, the problems that we have, especially with black Americans, is not necessarily to do with our system. Our system is a lot of the reason why, you know, people feel like, you know, people are set up to fail, that they are set up to stay in the system, to revolve and be recycled in that system. But ultimately, I mean, just even listening to this and some of the other videos that we've watched before that clearly indicate that, you know, your path is up to you. The things that you want, like your path, your direction, your plan is up to you. It's up to you to put it together. Like he said, he's like, plan for that. Like, plan for your dreams. Like, have some type of, you know, some steps in order for you to get there and follow those steps. Just figure out what direction and what steps it is that you got to take to get to the next step, but go in the right direction. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes I feel like the problem with that is that it's so much easier to you know, do wrong. Not necessarily like illegally, but it's just easier to just do what's easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier to, you know, the path of least resistance, if you will. Like, if you can get by with just working at a grocery store and maintaining your apartment and the little food that you get and you're okay with that, then that's what you set up for yourself. You know what I mean? But if you get to that position and you decide that, you know, maybe I want to go to school, maybe I want to get a certification in something, maybe I want to, start doing more and being more involved in the community, being more involved in church, being more involved, you know what I mean? Those are things that are up to you. Like, that is the pleasure of being an American, where you're able to make your own choices, and we have those rights. But systematically, I feel like that's the blame on a lot of the things, especially when it comes to Black Americans, Black men, Black boys, and how America is.
Yeah,
I don't know if...
Because a lot of times you can't really blame it on color. Sometimes you have to blame it on the actual culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because just like he's saying in regards to, a lot of black sons, growing up without fathers, and some of it can be economical based on like where you live when you don't have as many resources. Sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult in regards to like navigating and finding your path. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's all about like the path of less resistance.
Yeah.
If you continue to keep, throwing rocks at the jailhouse and keep on knocking at the door, they're gonna eventually let you in.
Yeah.
So it's like, just like Denzel Washington said, it is about, about starting with the parents first.
Right.
It starts in the home.
Absolutely.
It absolutely starts in the home.
Wow, what a powerful message.
Because he even kind of like noted it throughout the entire video and interview that we watched. In regards to what he's speaking about, what he had, and saying, well, they didn't have, like my friends that I ran with, we were all doing certain things, and I had my parents take me and pull me this way, and then they continue to keep going that way. I mean, it's just kind of like common sense to know that if you keep going down this particular path, that's what the outcome is going to be.
Right.
So it's all about, setting yourself up for success at the end of the day.
Wow.
But again, like I said, there are a lot of people that are in poverty, living in poverty, poverty-stricken conditions where they don't have as many resources as other people, but that doesn't give you the excuse to say that, the system has me set up to fail, because at the end of the day, you are entitled and you are in control of your own destiny at the end of the day.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not easy. Yeah. I will say that. Sometimes it's not easy, especially when it's not within your control. You know what I mean? Especially when you're the child and you have a parent or parents that put you in a position, and sometimes, the child is the one that actually is the successful one. It's just like that, how many things that they have to go through to get to where they are as a successful adult. You know what I mean? And that's why I was saying sometimes it's just not easy to get yourself out of that situation, especially when it's not within your control. Yeah. But once you're able to grasp onto that and figure out, what that path is for you, then you can make that. Yeah. It's just harder for some people than it is for others, but everybody's path is always different. That's the thing. The race isn't always even, but at the end of the day, you still have that same opportunity, even though you can't see it at the moment. Right. Everybody has that same opportunity, absolutely. But I definitely like what Larry Elder said in the video, and definitely kind of bring in Denzel Washington to the forefront. Just it gave me a different perspective in regards to him, because I've always seen him do a lot of movies. I've seen maybe a handful of interviews, but nothing like this right here. Well, that's why I made my
statement. You know what I mean?
I've seen him speak at different parts where I'm just like, he seems like he's I wouldn't even say like, I just feel like he's just well versed with like educating himself. Mm-hmm. So when he responds to things, like I just feel like he's prepared for those types of questions.
Yeah. It comes from an educated perspective, and more than just educated, like you said, just knowledgeable.
Yeah, and good for him, because that's if good. People are looking up to him or looking to him for some advice and inspiration and stuff like that, it's good that he puts that out there like that, and it's not left for people to feel sorry for themselves.
And gives his truth. Yeah. Most importantly, he's giving his truth.
And to me, it actually gives a little bit of hope. You know what I mean? Hopefully somebody could get something out of that, Mm-hmm. So.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. If y'all enjoyed this video, be sure you give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that notification bell. Y'all join the family. And if ain't nobody else told you, I love you. And we're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.
Yeah. Bye.